In studio joining us right now is Congressman Steve Womack. And Congressman, how did you, as a lawmaker from D.C., hear about what happened here with the passenger plane at Reagan National Airport?
Yeah, well, I started getting phone calls and text messages last night shortly after it happened. So that's when I first learned of it. And of course, the investigation has to begin to unfold, and then there are bits and pieces of information that will come out that are already known. For example, the path of the flight, both of the airplane and the helicopter, and the fact now that it's not a rescue operation, it's a recovery operation. We do know the numbers involved: 64 people on the airplane, 3 on the helicopter. So the pieces of information that are going to be vital in trying to determine exactly what, how, and why are beginning to, come into focus. And but there will be an investigation, and we'll see shortly, what that investigation yields.
Yes, and we're learning that this is one of the deadliest plane crashes in a decade, and also we're learning that it has turned into that recovery effort. There have been hundreds of crews working in the Potomac River right outside of Reagan National, trying to search for bodies under terrible conditions. You were just there about a week ago, and you're talking about how the river was frozen.
Yeah, well, there was ice in the river.
Yes.
When I left last week. It had been cold up there, and this is a time of year, of course, where that would not be uncommon. But I have flown that pattern in a passenger jet hundreds of times, so I'm very familiar with what that jet goes through in its approach from the south. Coming across the Maryland, Virginia area. The National Harbor, for people that have been on it, there's a landmark there, that big Ferris wheel, so you come right over the top of that. This particular flight was going to approach runway 33, which is a diagonal runway. And so it comes in over the river, and then it has a pretty sharp bank as it approaches that runway over DC water, the National Naval Laboratory that sits there on the other side of the shore. And then it takes a pretty serious bank and then hits runway 33. Helicopter was coming from the north. So it appears, just on looking at the pattern and the collision, that the helicopter hit that airplane probably in a blind spot there. So my guess is this is not going to be a mechanical issue. This is going to be some kind of human error issue. Whether it's, I can't imagine it being with the airplane because of the normal pattern that they fly. But somewhere in this, we're going to find out that this is unfortunately some human error.
We know that this just happened less than 12 hours ago, but what happens from here? What is DC doing?
Well, you've got all hands on deck right now. I saw last night Sean Duffy, the newly confirmed Secretary of Transportation, involved. And by the way, I chair the subcommittee that writes that bill. So all things aviation, all things transportation fall under my jurisdiction in terms of the appropriations piece of it. There's an authorizing committee, but we handle the budget side. And then I saw Senator Marshall and Senator Moran from Kansas last night at the news conference. They're in session. The House is not, so they were there because this plane originated out of Wichita and was carrying a lot of people that had been at the skating championships. So, but what will happen is you'll have all forces combined. You'll have the Army involved, you'll have the FAA involved, you'll have the National Transportation Safety Board involved. I'm sure Jennifer Homendy is going to be part and parcel of this investigation. So that you will have all forces, and there will be no sparing of expense in trying to figure out exactly what happened, but a terrible tragedy.
All right, Congressman Womack, thank you so much for joining us today.